DRX as well. Loud consistently winning out with this rubble pressure early on.
So much of a priority put towards that. The amount of utility dump just to control that early space is essential to the outcome. Again, they can just post up 2Es, leave him there very isolated, but they can cheat the additional player towards C.
Let's try and cycle those one-ways, and it does put Loud in a position to put 2 members towards either site elsewhere on the map. DRX probing once again. A very slow early round for them this time around. Not much in the form of information garnered, though. Now, looks like 2Es will be tested on this side.
Trying to prop up his chest a little bit, seem intimidating, but he does need to respect
timing's perfect. Yeah, timing's perfect for him. Able to drift away. Does have the paranoia still, but 9 seconds away from a smoke. Has to rely on the space that's between them right now. Cowanzine does have a chance to actually pivot through. Maybe find a backstab here.
Buzz seems very aware of this, though. Still going to try and keep a check on it. 2Es has been noted now. And there's the first. Cowanzine! Clean as hell. Sprays!
Oh
Sprays! And this time someone answers. Loud gifted the perfect hold on that. Stunning first 2, but man, the stars aligned for the follow-ups. And RB looking irrelevant to the round. 10 seconds. It's dead time.
10 seconds left.
I mean, Loud are absolutely tearing away with this game.
Yeah, locked out so far, DRX. Unable to really have a say in these. Cowanzine on the hunt for the ace, actually. Able to find it.
In the crowd?
Yeah, 2Es. We'll find it. RB will fall. It's a rifle removed. But you're almost asking for a very early timeout here from DRX, because this slow drift in the early round is not suiting them at all. This is just ridiculous. Paranoia lands, and Mouse 1 and Prey. But they're desperate to find this trade. And they didn't even really require anyone from Loud to swing off site here. I mean, RB able to slip the net, but a little concerning here for DRX early on.
And here's the first real fight towards this. We saw the amount of utility invested before from Loud, but this time
going in.
There's bodies behind this, but 2Es is still up to the challenge, up to the fight. Aspas by his side. Stack's the only one to draw blood so far for DRX in this round. 2Es falls. And now we're starting to see a little bit of a fight back from DRX, digging their heels in here, trying to tame Loud just a little. Less and Sadak, the last 2 alive, the least noting less here. But where is that final player?
Noting the slower pace not working for... Hang on, RB's got all the way into the backlines here. Sadak, none the wiser to the possibility.
He needed to hit that, and now he's in so much trouble. Heartbreak for him.
Bought enough time, though. The Viper's Pit is down on site, spike planted. Stax does have his ultimate as well, but Lockdown invested from less.
Does Stax go walking, or does he respect this? Falls away.
When they have a chance, I mean, they have a little bit of safety to play outside. And a chance actually for Zest to get back inside his pit as well.
There it is. That's the best that they could achieve here now. Loud going to get towards that spike. The first tap made. Zest looking for the challenge. Not going to find a target just yet. The spray's perfect though. Zest going to connect straight through the pit. And now all down to Sadak, and 1 HP just simply ain't going to be enough. He knows this one's done, and DRX finally putting their name on the board here. First found, and it was a thrifty round. It was a bit of a brawl over towards Rubble.
Yeah, but a massive pace change. You're absolutely right. It is a brawl, but DRX happy to at least come out swinging in this round and rewarded for it. Because Loud, a couple of times here, you're thinking, are they going to peel away from this? Are they going to retreat? But they commit actually a third player behind this towards Rubble. DRX almost sucker punching them there in round 5. Ult still available for Loud though. Cowanzine, 2Es, and Aspas. Sack's still sitting on the Nightfall as well, but one off the lockdown for RB, and potentially within touching distance of the showstopper as well for Buzz.
Shadows.
And it looks like that Nightfall's coming through here. Now, I don't think it's going to catch anyone.
Yeah.
So that should be at least the green light to get towards the site. Now you can see Sadak trying to backfill this stall out a little bit as well, make this harder work for DRX. Unable to make the most of all those seconds they bought with that Nightfall. Less going to respect it and fall away. But Sadak still standing, does go down. DRX claim the site, get the plant, and should be able to kind of defend this pretty well.
Looking at a lot more coordination on the way in here as well.
Yep.
Marco does find Cowanzine there. Aspas was considering making something work through the door, but now has to peel away. regroup towards 2Es here. The DRX digging their heels in on site. Stacks will catch actually half of that paint shell, force him out of position. 2Es will find it.
It's down to 3. Buzz still waiting. First one, he's going to let, no, he doesn't let them pass. Strikes him back down. Stunning! Stunning from Buzz. 3 big kills in the post plant. Making a second for DRX now, starting to come alive here after being bullied by Loud initially. This is much better.
Like I said, this looks way better in terms of coordination on the way in. The utility forced the player out. 2 members of DRX then chase down the other member on site here. That was actually after the Nightfall connects to nothing. Sadak tries to get ahead of it, backfill that space, or deny that space towards site. Really well constructed by DRX here. Seems that Thrifty might have just been a catalyst for DRX to claw their way back into this early deficit. 2 key ultimates I was mentioning previously, Showstopper and Lockdown, now available for DRX.
Not going to note the players postured up here. That's 3 of them. You can see the intent. They're trying to make the most of this, pressure them down. Aspas going to close the gap. He's trying to. Buzz makes a move, but he can't get away. Mid-air blown up, brought back down to earth.
I think Buzz actually popped his Showstopper as well there, so...
Wasn't sure if that was the... Ooh.
I believe he did. We'll obviously get a chance to look after this, but Sadak now trying to slow things down. Feeling a ton of pressure, though, towards A side. Nobody from DRX showing their hand just yet.
Yeah, they paused for just a second. See if they can note where Sadak's repositioned to. Zest going to make the cross and actually takes down 2Es with him. There's still Sadak on the back of the site, though. Still a problem to be had. Cowanzine going to note 2 players. Marco trying to get out of there, and Stacks, similar positions. Trying to fall away, give up the site. The barrel noted as 4 of the players now from Loud start making the way back through. This is so contested. Look at all this utility invested here. Stacks gonna be the first challenge. He succeeds, takes down Sadak, but Aspas might be following. Oh, he follows him to the grave. DRX holding this. Is Cowanzine and Les, with all that investment, all those ults, not gonna make much of this just yet. Les is gonna find Zest, but still, look at these deep positions from DRX. Hard to dig them out from here. And it looks like Loud, they might be falling away from this.
Sax will force less off the angle as well. Cowanzine, we forced to save, and the crack starting to show in the finances here with that early lead from Loud. DRX bring it within 1 now. Bit of a step change, very, very early on for DRX. Looking way more coordinated now.
Absolutely.
That's even after conceding. There was a very quick decision made on the back of Buzz falling, who actually did pop the showstopper. I'm not sure if I actually missed the voice line there, but
yeah,
it was burnt up in an attempt to try and deny Aspas.
And with the 3 connected here for DRX, it's enough that Loud think it's time to take a pause for thought. We had a great start, 4 in a row. But that's not enough to give you the game. DRX have depth, we know that. They are one of the greats. This is why this game was going to be such a tantalizing prospect, right? What version do we get? Initially, it looked like Loud were back in form, aggressive, confident, in your face. And then we saw the perfect answer. DRX, always the kind of tacticians, that thinking man who comes with that great approach. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, there's a montage. But again, for DRX, this is showing some of their strengths here. So what's the answer for Loud? This is their timeout. What's the adjustment you're foreseeing?
I'm very curious, actually, if there's going to be a pace change from Loud coming out. If they dig a little deeper with this early round control, turn that into aggression, chasing down kills, and whether or not DRX are maybe feeling as if they can continue on the current pacing. I would be surprised if Loud get a little feisty. Especially here, seeing 2Es on a Bucky, but I mean, you have to try and make something work. Oh, actually swapping out to the Bulldog here, so as close to a purchase as you can probably imagine with the finances in this round.
Any ults nearby? I mean, Salak's 2 away. The rest were all burnt up in just that previous round, pretty much, apart from the TPs on both sides. 3 off for Stacks. Okay, it's the gun in hand sort of deal here. Let's see. Is that pace change? Is there going to be further exploration from Loud here? Do they commit even deeper on this? What are the adjustments now? Complementing their ability to kind of match move for move. What DRX were doing initially, the rotations were perfect. This time around, let's see if DRX are going to maybe test the waters here, try and feel out what Loud have come up with after that timeout.
Fairly similar to previous, to be honest. 2Es posted up deep. He'll cycle through the smokes here. Zest will actually spot him. Curious if we do see a preemptive rotation come out Loud on the back of that. So it should clear out towards back rubble. It does indeed. Cow and Zine across here, and DRX looking to actually take this space away from Loud. Maybe reading that there is a couple more players.
Placing swarm grenade.
Or if they're still actually anticipating Sadak being over towards Tree. Maybe that is the read from DRX.
Yeah, and they're having to go through quite a deep protocol list here for DRX, checking on all of these possibilities for Loud. But
30
as it stands,
seconds
we can
left.
see the creep towards the site, right? They're right on that cusp of A, but Loud sitting just that bit deeper as well, not giving away too much this time. 20 seconds, they've run the clock low, but Buzz going to try and break in. Tui's will be the first test, but it's going to be the paranoia landing perfectly, the double swing. Still going to take down one though. Aspas does need to fall away. Does he get out with his life? Yes! Outstanding movement. 10 seconds now, the plan needs to come through. DRX going to commit towards this here. 4 players standing by from Loud, ready to pounce on the way back in.
Coming back.
A ton of spam coming through. The smoke there, Marco. Rewarded there. Aspas will fall.
And Kaunzine noted, Marco's got more to do, and he's willing to do it. Smoke goes up, gives him another fight. DRX coming alive. Perfect work from DRX. Slower, patient, showing so much discipline and intent there, Mike, and it still worked.
And back to what you see them start off this half doing. I think making a similar read to what I'm anticipating, a pace change from Loud, but it just doesn't come. DRX, 4 rounds unanswered, looking firmly in control the home stretch of this first half on Lotus. Beautiful work from Marco here.
It's a treat watching him play when he's in this sort of form. Loud starting to hit a bit of a rough patch, so that's 4 now back-to-back. The timeout not working for him, right? Like, that's the biggest problem here. And again, the early challenge, the early investment. Loud want to brawl, and right now they're losing. The TP taken. Tui's does find a connection, but it's not without a trade. DRX stand with a man up to the good against the 3. Aspas, Sadak, and less now.
He's being spiked, not committed here, and look at the space that RB is potentially going to find on the other side of the map. You always see Sadak has repositioned, so C-side going to be wide open unless less.
Recalling my bot.
He's going to be able to get within earshot. I don't think he will ahead of this. The pings come through on the minimap, but it's a wide open side for DRX here, Lauren.
Yeah, and RB not going to be able to get through completely unscathed, but the TP is going to allow for the plant to come in anyway for Marco, so not really hindering too much as Loud weren't able to get back in on time. And the 4v3 in this situation isn't pretty. They still don't have the best buy it.
No.
You know,
you retake him
even
with a
on a
Bucky
good
and a
day.
Guardian.
Yeah, this is not looking likely for them, but maybe Les can create that first step, right? They need someone to get that first player down. Sadak going to clear close, make it uncomfortable for the players close towards that ramp side. Maybe isolate RB a little bit, draw in a player. They need some kills to come through. Sadak's going to find one, but they need a whole lot more, and they need it fast. RB in danger. What? The double take! And he does get taken down, and now Aspas in a 1v2, but time is ticking. He's running low of it while the world's great, but right now I don't think he can change anything. Has to fall away, has to respect the DRX once again. Striding through this game, taking the lead.
And playing this perfectly, the timing executed so well, especially to have RB in a position to capitalize on that, creating so much pressure around Rubble. Loud have shown that they're happy to dig their heels in, fight for that space when DRX do decide to follow through in the early round, but the purchase not without really. RB's absolutely convinced he's got that first kill.
Oh, I swear he's dead. I had to mute that bit. Interesting.
Time to explode.
This is huge round for Loud. This is where being held on 4 is going to be brutal for them. Aspas going to get aggressive though, take all this space away. Commitment behind it, but this is not the same sort of brawl, right? We've shown that DRX, well, they've shown that they're willing to take a fight on that side if they have to. Right now, that's not the case. So a different look coming out here this round.
So not able to remove the alarm bot here. Kaunzine still guarding B site. A second member posted up deep though, towards Rubble, alongside 2Es. Maybe a little bit of a curveball. Aspas going to try and give him some support. Again, with the information reads, I guess here, this might catch DRX off guard.
It certainly could. That additional body is curious and not noted this time around. So Aspas going to be played in. He's going to be good for one, but it's traded out. So Zest's going to quickly deal with that additional threat.
It doesn't really suit in that sort of situation, though. DRX haven't been able to find any space elsewhere. Sadak still hold on to C-side. Kaunzine, see a well-timed prowler here to fish out the presence of RB. Tui's has to respect this now. Loud have the information.
Oh, look at this, look at this ruse though.
Beautiful bait.
Look at this fake coming out in front of you, 3 of them falling for a hook, line, and sinker. They have to respect it, right? The ult just came through, but the plant's going to be on B. DRX giving themselves just that slice of time. Spike now down. Nice little after plant too. With these 4 players, they've got a lot of kit to play with, still some utility here. Cowanzine, one of those main players here. Stack's going to dip his head back in, doesn't want to get revealed just yet. The ult going to be invested, but no one noted. And now this is when it all gets a little bit chaotic, a little bit wild. Sadak going to deny Marco, drop down, spotted. Stacks with a belter, takes down one. Zest on the follow-up, leaving less than Sadak with so much in front of them and so little time again to navigate through this.
Variable removed.
Takes down one, not going to get the follow-up. It's all on to Sadak in a 1v2, and RB ain't playing his game. He wants none of what he's selling. Time to back away again, but Stacks is on the hunt. Denied. Oh, this is looking brutal for Loud. Held on for now, DRX in control.
A crucial seize from Stacks as well. The Viper's actually in that situation clears a lot of that space, forces DRX deeper into a very, very confined spike site here, but it's so well timed. Forces Sadak back. He obviously eats that decay as well at the same time. Great conversion from DRX here. You can see the paranoia here, the chaos in the communication. As soon as that nightfall comes through, doesn't even tag anybody, but it forces 2 extra players across towards A site.
I'm worried seeing frustration on Aspas this early. That to me is a little bit question mark. We'll come back to that in a bit. For now, they have to come back in with a broken buy.
Poison orb emitting.
The Phantom on Sadak, and then you got what, Bulldog coming out for Aspas, Guardians, odds and ends. It ain't pretty for Loud on this purchase, and they haven't found an answer here. DRX have taken this game completely in hand. 1 away from Buzz's ult here. Could be played through 2 for Aspas.
I love this as well now. It's just a slow contact into A. Now we're going to have no information, or at least early indicators of presence. Sadak will be spotted on the other side. But it's only RB, so not necessarily a cause for concern in terms of
I have the spike.
Rotations here.
Even with all of this great contact play, it could be a burst, yes. But the problem is there's still 3 players for Loud
Exactly,
here,
yeah.
right? So it's like, even without noting this necessarily, you've got the double stack towards Tree and 1 towards CT up top. Prowler's going to note it, Stack tries to identify it, close in. Tui's gets found, but the trade is there. So it's going to be Cowanzine connecting towards Stacks, but then look towards the side. DRX going to be taken through this. Aspas holding the line. 47 HP, he can't do anymore. Zest takes him down. The site should be there. There's a plant, maybe, but less. I'm telling you to think again, he's still got that lockdown. Sadak on the way as well. Has to find Marco and RB.
Toxins going up.
Smoke in play. They can't quite make through this unless Sadak wants to risk it.
Load of time to play with, though. Marco puts Sadak down. It's just less to try and recover this now, Lauren.
He's got the rifle. He's got what he needs. Maybe a chance here. Noting the first on Marco, but has still no true idea of where RB is really residing. And the time's running low. No one on DRX is going to give him a chance. They're going to play disciplined here. Half would be ideal, and he ain't even going to get that. DRX, large and in charge here. Massive impact already, showing resilience all the way through this first half.
I mean, this is insane. 4 unanswered from Loud to kick things off. After that, it's the DRX show. Just non-stop. In absolute control, dictating everything across the map here in my eyes. On this attacking side, Loud don't really have an answer. And it's not as if they have an opportunity to really give an answer in some of these rounds. We'll come in here, lockdown, showstopper, some ultimates to use, but it hasn't really been coming down to that.
No, it hasn't.
And on the other side, a showstopper, a Viper's Pit. So big tools in terms of getting onto site and creating a solid post-plant hold.
But they feel out this presence so early on C. As soon as they feel that fight on towards Mound, they've instantly pivoted away from that, straight towards A, maybe trying to exploit that solo player. Now, yes, we did see that Les was kind of sticking around this side, but it is mostly Sadak. And Buzz, disrespecting all that utility, going to take the site with the ult. Post it, doesn't find much for it, that's fine. He's taken the site, he's allowed all that space to be made. A quick plant, and now this is where it gets deadly though. Look at these ults coming in. Aspas goes for himself, can he find anyone? Yes, takes down Zest.
It's a pit down as well.
But DRX still going to be standing on the side itself. Aspas clearing on through. It's a one-man show so far. And Buzz, can he deny it? Yes, takes down Aspas, the opposing number. Paint shell popped. Going to be posted towards back of site, but Cowanzine clears him. Lockdown in play, they have to respect it. 2 still standing, and Stax is one of them. On towards the spike, you gotta look towards it. RB trying to buy the time. Lester's taking down Stax, it's all on RB. Ooh, a little close there. A little close, but Loud gonna break the trend, get themselves up towards 5, and make this half almost look respectable.
I mean, if DRX can buy a couple more seconds here, there's a chance they can dig themselves into that deeper position after the lockdown comes through. But great decision making here from Loud. Flooding the site so early on. And again, actually removing the Viper's bit, actually relinquishes a lot of that control and almost turns some of those deep positions early on for DRX into real risks.
But you have to know, you have to say, was that just Aspas having a moment? But that's not for us to discuss. That's for the desk.
Thank you so much for that one, Pansy, as well as Hypoc. And yes, what started off as, I mean, it looked like Loud domination quickly pivoted to DRX showing why they are, as we said before, a world-class team, Sean. That was just an overall great half for the DRX squad.
It was crazy to see how DRX used every ult perfectly throughout the middle part of that half. That was immaculate, right? Every time they used a Fade ult, it got clear value on the C site. They had so much mound pressure at the start. Omen one way, Haunt up top. They would always get mound. And if mound was contested, they would immediately pivot over towards A and get A for free. This was a really tough half for Tui's, I thought, because they left Tui's on like the weak side a lot, and DRX was just abusing him.
Yeah, but these are actually, this was in the beginning of the game here when we ended up seeing, we were getting Loud with these retakes. It was looking clean. Then we thought to ourselves, holy crap, Loud might actually pound this half.
Well,
Then things just pivoted so fast, Tom.
Well, that's the thing. This was the bonus round. The first clip, all it really shows is that in the bonus round, they managed to take an awful lot of space, get back in fairly easily. I think it was Aspas as bait and Tui's managing to get the kill by. I believe we've got another clip for just a little bit later on in the map where it's like, it looks like, as Sean said, just using those ultimates so effectively in the late stages of the round. DRX fixed every single one of their retake. Like that 7 round in a row was pretty much just all retakes. Like every single time Loud setting up to get back in, and every time DRX had an answer.
It was so dominant, right? But I mean, I'm gonna ask you, Tom, I feel like, do you feel like 5 is enough with this guy? We were talking about it. The map can flip at so attacker-sided if you win the right rounds. And honestly, even though that felt so dominant, I don't know if it's enough to win.
That's the thing. 5 rounds, defensive side, it can definitely work, GB.
Yeah. Well, it is doable, especially with these two teams on the stage. Let's go ahead, though, and send it right back over to Pansy and Hypot.
Thank you. And yeah, the proof is in the pudding here, right? Because I guess if you watch just the start of this game, you go, Loud, they look real nice. You catch that end round, you're like, cool, no worries. But that middle portion, that run of 7, was terrifying if you're a fan of maybe Loud here. But coming to the second half, where do your thoughts go towards?
I mean, really, a lot of this, at least at the start of this second half, rides on Aspas. And he get himself a comfortable start here, being the driving force for Loud. So at least recoup this initial 2-round deficit. Hang on. I even kick things off with the pistol round nice and early, but 3 members of DRX here.
Ooh, the paranoia. Are they going to commit behind this? Okay.
Cancelled each other out, yeah.
And almost mirrored, if you're looking at how they're approaching this to an extent. But Sadak's gotten pretty deep here. Now, it looks like the awareness is there. You're already going to see
Stax has picked up the slack.
Yeah, there it is. So noting the players, very, very good kind of heads-up work here, keeping track on the map. We've got to find that final port of call for Loud.
Sadak got to be careful here. It does have some reinforcements coming through now. DRX maybe, I guess, getting into position to force him out of that position, but now that Loud are ahead of the Viper wall.
There's no subtlety to this fight.
Exactly,
They're all here. There's 4 players, and Buzz wants in. Loud ready and waiting, though, in that smoke, and Loud hold them back. Not going to make that impact they wanted. Zest and Buzz go down. Marco, I mean, falls to his fate, really, if anything, there, leaving it really in the hands of just Stax and RB. Holding off from the plant for a second, trying to identify these final players. Not going to get it. RB, last one. Not bad. 25 seconds now. Show me more. This would be magnificent. HP is a little low, and that shot was clean. 16 HP ain't much. There's a lot of Loud players left standing. It's what Loud needed, though, that first.
This just seems so disjointed. They're trying to get ahead of the spike plant, yes, but it's 3 people separately. There's no complementary angles to take. I mean, was it Buzz initially with a frenzy? There's jumping inside the Omen smoke to try and find something, and then there's a further 2 investments in terms of Putting bodies on, I don't know what Mako's thinking's going to happen there with all 4 members of Loud staring down that position. So yeah, not sure of exactly what call was made, obviously to prevent the spike going down, but I don't know, did they think it wasn't as heavily invested from Loud?
Yeah, I don't know if they thought there was not many people. I don't know, that felt like a bit of a misread from DRX, if I'm honest. But for Loud, it's an opportunity, a gateway back into this game after having that tear against them. The purchase here, Aspas straight on towards that Vandal. And early progress being made on the other side of the map. There is utility here, so it will be identified. So now attention's drawn. It's going to be Sadak who's going to be put to the test early on, if anyone. No one pushing further than this. But you can see the rest of them all coming back around. Buzz got to be careful, but this round is classics. It's 1 Sheriff on RB, and that's about it. So by all rights, Loud should be comfortable here, unless they make some real errors.
Yeah, Buzz unable to really have a say in this. It's a little bit of a pump here, but DRX has got 3 people behind this wall ready for it to drop. Ain't sure invested now.
I don't like them leaving it late.
No. RB's got a Sheriff as well.
And he's heard all these steps. RB, show me it. Oh.
30 seconds left.
Well, play or not, I don't know if they can beat the utility. Actually, they are beating the utility. They're here super early. If they can deny this part, they'll make it tricky on the cross, but it's down to classics. They need a lot to go right for them, and Aspas doesn't want any of that. Wants this kept in hand, kept in check. Zest going to do a little bit of damage, but not enough to write home about. 4 still stand. Plant going to come in Loud, equalizing the scoreline now.
Opportunity to see how DRX is going to approach the first buy round. In terms of old progress, nothing really for Loud to pin their hopes on. But do come across, I mean, it's 2 Bulldogs and a Guardian, but rifles across the board at least. It's a very healthy bonus round. And all 5 stacking up outside rubble. There's 3 opposing this from DRX.
Is this going to be a bloodbath?
Feel like it might be. I mean, DRX were happy to take these sort of engagements in the first half as well.
Here we go. Let's see who comes out standing. Buzz goes straight in. It hasn't been a great first half for him, but maybe this time he can come alive. Gonna find the first and Sacks with a follow-up. This is DRX tearing Loud limb from limb. Just Aspas alive, and he's down so low. 25 HP and maybe a dream. He's got 2 more to find, and they're sitting pretty, and they're both on the flank. He's yet to even consider this.
I don't think he's going to either.
Let's
see
see
the spike.
He's got a chance. Oh my God, he almost had a damn good chance. When it's Aspas, you respect it that little bit more, but DRX get past that first test, barely.
But it cost them a fortune to do so. 4 rifles sacrificed there. Beautiful utility invested behind rubble here. I mean, you can see the nano swarm as well, just on top of that. Tucked into the back corner. I think the paint shield doing the majority of that damage.
Let's flush them out. Satchel out.
Showstopper going to be available for Aspas here, though.
Oh, it's going to be the same again, rinse and repeat, but this time more behind it. Buzz this time not going to have the perfect start. It's going to be 2Es. Takes him down there, isolated. Paranoia to follow, and they want to make the most of it, but they can't quite catch him. TP's away towards the site, and Marco going to try and play safe. Loud just picking up that pace, shifting gear. They're at 120. The round's barely started, and they're halfway towards the site. That's a little audacious to try and take towards 3, but Marco's in a world of trouble. Found. Aspas puts him down. And the 3 remainders,
I mean,
they're out.
Save here, yeah.
They're out.
Zest has got a judge, but this one's locked in for Loud. This is the sort of confidence as well when they feel out that DRX are happy to fight for rubble here. Next round, happy to just balls to the wall, go back there, engage, and almost set the precedent here that, yeah, we're not going to give this up for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, attacking Odin, she said,
I mean,
a little audacious, but pressure created.
Yes, the classic pressure play, let's call it. No, I mean, this is a nice little response, right? It's kind of Loud showing who they are, a little bit of that personality, almost bullish in approach, almost too stubborn to ever fall away from these sort of looks. Now, for DRX, this will be certainly a little bit of a reminder, a little bit of a wake-up call as they're going clearing. Keeping hold of these weapons would have been lovely. I don't think the other 2 will be found. Well, but losing out on him was massive, because that's a judge.
I was going to say, the problem being, actually, I mean, if 3 weapons, albeit a judge being the 3rd, carried across, there's a chance to at least reinvest something back into this. Now with RB losing the rifle, be a consideration that you're looking towards conceding around here in terms of the inventory available to them.
And if we go bigger picture here, Mike, if we kind of go back to what we were talking about at the start of this being that check-in, right? That kind of temperature check of these two teams after what was a very surprising result for Loud, you know, that 0-2 bomb out and then DRX, highs and lows, you never know what you're getting. I still don't feel like I know anything else.
Yeah,
like, what are we making this?
Like I said, to start here on Lotus as well, which is a bit of a question mark for both teams. It's not as if we can go back towards some kind of trademark.
Sure,
or, you know,
sure.
where's the barometer in terms
Exactly.
of performance? Where do we really pin this individual case? I mean, we go to split next, and
Now.
if we see the double duelist from Loud back on full form, then that's a better indicator for us.
Absolutely. So this is a bit of a question mark still. I don't want to take too much away. A really close game between these two. And I think DRX just trying to tune themselves into the second half. It has been an activation from Aspas as well. First half was mostly led by Les. He was doing wonderfully, doing very, very well for himself. Speak of the devil. But Aspas has certainly activated now. So we're seeing a little bit more form, a little bit more of that kind of impact that we know he's capable of, and he's stepping up to what we expect from someone like him in his position. Now coming out of this, DRX need to have adjusted, but they don't have particularly a buy to do it with. Unable to retain that, well, I was going to say third rifle, but third weapon, let's say, coming in here. It's going to be a little bit trickier to make it count.
So I believe it was Stax holding the rifle across, but we'll pass it into the hands of Marco. Put him in a position to be the hero in this round. Spam comes through from Sadak. No connection on the other side. Actually, the door opening will force Dest away. Pretty sure they would have heard that retreat, though.
Yeah.
Looking towards maybe getting the Viper's Pit available for a post plant here.
Looking how far Aspas has already cleared through this with no resilience. There's nothing on the other side. It's quite indicative, right? It's either maybe a stack somewhere, maybe they're looking for something else. They would have responded to this already, but you're going to have that Viper's Pit on. You were noting it earlier, it's absolutely what Sadak wanted to do, and Aspas, not respecting this by any means, going to head on in. Note no one on that way for the first couple of steps of Paranoia is so good. It allows him to stick around just that bit longer, and look at Sadak and Aspas mauling them here, and Marco, last one alive, he did have that rifle, but he's so far away. He's not really going to get much of a chance. A 1v5? Don't think so.
No. Big gap to close if he even wants to make a go with this or do some damage. Aspas will give it up to him.
Cover going out.
This looks like he wants to challenge too, but will find the headshot. You seal the deal on a 9th round here for Loud.
Yep, Loud back in the lead. Solid attempt. Now, fortunately for DRX going forward, they will be able to get that full purchase in. They do have, I think, Buzz on ult as well, and a couple starting to knock on the door, right? They're very close to that first ult cycle.
Problem being, though, look at the finances for DRX and look at what's on the brink in terms of this ult cycle for Loud. Some massive, massive tools at their disposal. Need a response from DRX now. So be Loud on double digits. If they concede another. Showstopper available for Buzz. One away from the lockdown as well. A slower approach here. Nobody from DRX giving themselves away other than the Greenbot coming out from Buzz. Nearly actually swinging onto the angle, but trying to commit to the engagement.
Oh, that was messy from both sides, really. Buzz going to lose his life for it. Not worth it by any means.
Especially considering the ultimate being available. Great plant denier. You could argue a great counter towards the Viper's Pit and a post plant as well. A little bit of a slip up there from DRX. Space found elsewhere from Les as well. Now identify that should be the weaker side of this defensive formation, and the confirmation will come through.
He's in so much danger. 60 HP, he tries to play it forward. Actually not a bad idea. Might give himself a chance, an opportunity. One got away towards site though, but they've been picked up. Aspas gets found! RB! This is brilliant! Bold play from RB to push further ahead. Not fall away from that nightfall. Not be afraid of that night. And stand and hold the side itself. Sadak and Les, you got 30 seconds and 4 to get through. The spike is on the other side of that entrance. So this is now almost impossible, near on improbable. They need a freebie, and it doesn't look like DRX want to give them that.
With the spike in a position ahead of the smoke, able to seal the deal here, but heroics from RB. I'd love to see if there was a Prowler stent as well on the back of that Nightfall, because it's the perfect play.
Yeah.
RB gets ahead, still capitalizes on decay from this poison orb in the choke point. And they just weren't expecting it at all.
Beautiful. Individually beautiful work from RB. That round looked like it could have been Loud's. Again, you look at that start. What happened to Buzz? Well, not pretty scenes at all. Let's watch this back again. Just stunning work from him. And yeah, I don't see the Prowler coming through. Maybe.
I don't know if it was a little earlier than this.
Yeah.
Obviously, the reinforcements came through at the perfect time as well. Nightfall actually not in a position to cut off any, or I guess catch anybody in rotation towards Waterfall or towards Spawn. The bailout round from RB and gives them at least a cushion, 1 round cushion in terms of the economy here.
Buzz trying to thread the needle a little, but there's no one to challenge, right? They're going to leave, who is it, posted up, Marco, towards that A site and instantaneously hit the rotation button.
All 3 of them.
That's a lot of faith.
Yeah, it is. Curious here of whether or not Les is the one to try and make something happen towards B. Loud considering both sides of the map. No confirmation with the Prowler. But with Marco's deep position, they can commit to this.
Yeah.
Especially now with the utility being dealt with.
50 seconds now.
Jess has still got a snake bite to slow this down as well, Lauren.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit worrying. Time-wise, you're looking at 3 bodies on this side. Here's the go-up. Should be the green light. They go signal. Aspas can be the first one forward. The others will be isolated. Can't quite make it through. TP now taken for 2Es. Aspas wants to try and control towards CT. There's that Viper's Pit we saw sitting in Sadak's hands.
But Lockdown and Showstopper for the retake here. Loud have to make a decision on how they want to play this. Spike will go down now. They can't find the lockdown.
No preemptive lockdown.
The
They have to
Caesar's caught
evacuate.
2 of them.
They've got to run away. They've got to try and escape from this one. And you can see them detained here. This is an issue. Buzz going hunting. Oh, they're all so vulnerable. It's a slaughter. They are so unaware of what was going to happen. Wait, hold on. Aspas desperate to try and do some damage back, but it doesn't matter. DRX destroying them with that lockdown.
The Seas was absolutely beautiful from Stacks.
That's unreal.
Loud keep digging deeper and deeper to try and remove the
Look
lockdown.
at this.
That is absolutely crazy.
That's a heartbreaker.
Another crucial piece of utility usage from Stacks. Sadak actually unnoted. He just commits towards being detained there, hoping that at least somebody else can do something.
Loud pumping the brakes though. DRX starting to take a little bit more of a lead, kind of continuing those rounds now back-to-back, 2 consecutive. Couple of ults starting to hit for them as well. That Nightfall there, the Viper Spear of their own. Yeah, TP's nearby, but that's almost irrelevant. You got Showstopper for Aspas, less with Lockdown, just 1 away as well. So a couple big ults starting to be very much key to the outcome of this. Double digits made for DRX. First to do it here. Loud held on 9 for now. But this still feels like it's a coin flip.
But yeah, level pegging in terms of the finances as well.
Yep.
Maybe a slight ultimate advantage towards DRX here, but Lockdown 1 away for less. 1 for the Showstopper in the hands of Aspas. Now tie things up now, because it certainly feels like DRX in terms of the, maybe not the execution, but the approach to the rounds, with great reads in terms of where Loud are going to prioritize. Especially here, reading that late C hit's going to come through. And maximizing value off those 2 ultimates available. What sort of adjustment do we see from Loud here?
That's all I keep just waiting for with bated
Wait,
breath.
there's 3
now.
members of DRX here.
Are they going to fight for this? You can already see the creep through. The Haunt's a problem. Okay, has to reveal the position there. Buzz needs to respect this.
That's enough of a deterrent.
Yeah. They're running fast. Is it just from the progress of Sadak as well, I guess? Maybe the coupling of 2 elements, right? Noting that player, and then you've already got Sadak taking a lot of space here. Okay, Zest is going to hit that panic button. He needs some support here, and quite quickly. They're already at the door, and still above a minute. This is very quick progress from Loud.
Poison's off.
Sadak able to slip back away. I mean, plenty of time to work with, and they've drawn out the pit, so basically removing A in terms of options.
It's a beautiful play from them there.
But they did obviously read the presence outside mound at the start of the round. 4 members of Loud looking to apply a little pressure towards C now. Lockdown going to be the one to open things up. Now does this play Sadak in the lurk? See, he's already slipping through towards B. What
Yeah.
damage can he do, Lauren?
Love to see what Sadak can achieve here. Trying to cut through that B site. RB seemed aware of the possibility, but still going to lose his life to it. Sadak making wonderful impact already, catching him out. Off the back of that lockdown, forcing them deeper. Now that does facilitate the plant too. Nightfall going to come down. Buzz going to step back towards the site. The first man forward tries to clear through on that spike. Allow that chance of a defuse to even be had, but there's still so many bodies behind this. Still got that showstopper on Aspas. Zest has to be impactful to say the least, and actually that's not bad for the C's!
The C's!
The combo work coming out is out of this world! Stack's doing marvelously. Oh, and he just wants to add to it. Insult to injury. Body on body, DRX. Doing Loud dirty.
Stax' utility is absolutely phenomenal this map.
Guy's nuts.
Again, not reflected necessarily in terms of the numbers here on the scoreboard, but undeniable impact, time and time again.
Look at it, there's no escaping him. Beautiful.
That's DRX up to 11.
Now it's getting tense though, isn't it?
Loud still comfy in terms of the finances, but now some of these ultimates a little further away. Nightfall, missing 3 orbs here. Still got the showstopper for Aspas. They need a response, and they need it now.
Buzz, similar routine, right? Takes that space, plays a little bit closer towards that corner on this, but he does have support as well. Going to probably post up. Marco then fall away. We've seen this, right? We know this routine. Now it's RB, who went above and beyond on that Nightfall that came down not too long ago, but this time obviously not the case.
DRX are reading this perfectly though. Look at the pings coming through. They've already sent 2 extra players across towards this site.
But RB's down so low. This time he's probably not going to be able to get the miracles here. He's down on what? Sub 30 HP. They're going to go for the double pump.
Loud are forced into an audible call with only 60 seconds left here. No information towards rubble.
Has Marco got another smoke? Yes, he does.
No paranoia for him though.
It's true, and he is alone. But has Loud identified this? Well, now they know. Marco, does he stick around here? Oh, dearie me, he's got to try and get away from this one. Aspas trying to catch him on the back of the TP. He's going to try and hunt him down. He can't get it. He stays alive. On a lovely amount of HP, he gets to slip away to the back of the site and now put the problem back with Loud. They got 38 seconds and they got to make it towards the site. They need to get that spike planted. Now the support's here though. Now there's other bodies coming through this time, but Sadak takes one away. Stack's now removed and Zest overrun. Loud are back in this round. 25 seconds ready to play with, and the B site might be theirs. This could be the ideal. They've even got less post up in a lovely position. Going to keep those two humble towards A.
Spike planted.
Does he get found? Buzz considering it, but not finding him. And Les can play this out perfectly. Play patient, play calm. These 3, I think they need the weapons.
Yeah, DRX want nothing to do with this at all. You can see time and time again the game plan from DRX is to deny the spike even going down. A couple times comfortable with the lockdown, maybe the showstopper, another catalyst in terms of how they can approach retakes here. Hello.
That's not my teammate.
Marco on 9 HP as well.
This is a gentleman's agreement to not go back.
Yeah,
Clouds.
yeah.
Ooh, hopefully no one saw it.
I think Les knows that he was low HP. He's like, I'll let you go.
Game on now, isn't it? This is the game we wanted, right? Nice and close. Okay, Buzz. And Marco goes down.
Well, Les did find Marco.
Yeah, in the end. 10 to 11 now. Gap's starting to close back a bit, but I don't know where the momentum really lays in this game. It's constantly going back and forth.
A little bit of a curveball here because Buzz has actually got himself an operator in hand.
Okay.
It's looking like he might be the solo member for DRX towards C unless RB's headed that direction. He is. Maybe put some complimentary utility down. But this is a curveball.
Okay.
Loud haven't had to overcome this just yet.
It's a little bizarre, but maybe Buzz has something for us here. Forced away, has to respect the smoke. Loud's protocol list will at least address those early potential picks that he could have been going for. Secondary angle now needs to be worked with. But you look across the map, Loud aren't just working that C site, they're looking elsewhere as well. They're trying to maybe keep check on what the likes of Marco have been up to, right? Like trying to keep track of the entire map, which is easier said than done, but a slow creep forward. Zest will be seen. Sadak is extremely close by. A bit of an awakening for Zest there, has to be careful. They've crept very close.
Actually, Spike's coming across this direction as well. Nothing Loud poised to make a move just yet. At least there was a window of opportunity. This Cowanzine, Spike in hand, will retreat. But now you're concerned because late round they're creeping towards the site that Buzz has this operator and has that utility to slow things down as well in the choke point.
first.
What's revealed now? They can just look to punish.
Yeah, Buzz is screwed here. But he's still trying to buy a bit of time. Aspas going to remove him with that pain shell. RB now has to take up that mantle. 25 seconds though. Loud running it late, and RB back to business. But look at the pivot coming out, taking that spike over towards the B side, depending a little on the progress made from the likes of Sadak and Cowanzine, and it's worked. Deep utility going to stop DRX from getting back towards the site as the plant is going to come in. A 3v4 now. Tough to clear, but Marco up for the fight. He's going to lose.
Hang on.
DRX clearing through though. Sadak, Cowanzine, and 2, he's 4. It's all on Aspas. 21 HP. Position noted. How does he try and navigate any of this?
They can come off with the wall here. It's just come back up.
Satchel out.
That satchel could kill Zest.
It genuinely could.
Trying to slow play this, not
7
taking the bait
bullets.
on the first tap.
He's got 7 bullets. It's not a fake. Oh, it's a great shot.
He's got the
Big
pace shot.
shell!
What was that retake from DRX?
How did they get those 3? How did they
In the
get those
blink
3?
of an eye as well. Well, it felt like Loud have, again, they figure out the operators there. It takes a ton of utility to secure that kill, but they basically pull the entirety of DRX in that direction. Then Cowanzine finds a kill onto Stacks as well on top of that.
Look at this. Bloody
That
hell.
is ridiculous from RB.
RB has actually been such a monster in this game.
Bit of a heartbreaker, honestly, for Loud.
12 to 10.
And now they have no room for error.
They've got no ults, but they've got a full buy. 1 away for a couple of the ults, 3 for Buzz on this one, but it's going to be a brawl again. That bloodbath that we've seen before, but this time Tui's falls. Buzz is going to find him first. He's got Marco by his side, and they're just going in. They want this one done, but Loud disagrees. Stacks doubles down.
It's a 1v1.
Of course it is, and look who's alive. It's Aspas, the hero of Loud, up against RB, the unsung hero of DRX. And monstrous players.
And the crowd
Loud
want it.
believes. RB, can he answer their call? That gun is glowing for a reason. Aspas nasty so far. But RB creeping closer. Patient play. RB has so much to check. So much to work through, but he's just going to gamble it at one point. Full HP, creeping closer on the corner. Aspas steps away now, spots the shoulder. RB's got to get a move on here, and the fight's his! Aspas keeping Loud in this one. One more round to play out.
What an absolutely mad round. At 1:25 on the clock, it's down to a 1v1, Lauren.
Of course it is.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, Stacks.
Which historically, I gotta say, you don't often see, especially across the map pool, DRX commit to these sort of rounds.
No.
It's very rare.
Felt like they were enticed into it, like, yeah, you know, take that ball, take it, close it now.
Thank you.
And they couldn't do it, and it's opened up chance, because look at the buy coming out for DRX. We've
Yeah.
got Bulldogs, we've got Guardians. This ain't pretty. This could have been a mistake of Fumble, but what is this little setup here? DRX, hold on, they're getting proactive again, but it's going to be punished. Tui's takes down Buzz. Calling for 12 now, Loud want to take this to OT, and DRX sweating in this one now. A couple of ults to play with. One player.
That's so awkward as well. Zest was looking for Sadak there. He was looking to dig out the lurk, but forced back now, pit invested.
Okay, but can they find Zest though? Can he slip away? Does he get to keep his life? He's been found. He has to respect this. You already hear the showstopper pop, but he doesn't find its target. Zest still stands. Spikes on the site though, taken so low. Zest is making this a problem. The support is here. Stacks, he's going to take down Tui's to trade. Comes in, 2 standing Loud, and ripping them apart. It's just Marco and Zest. Make it just Zest. After all of that, can one man save them? They're on the run. He dips back through. He didn't expect it. Aspas waiting, taking Loud to OT.
Switching sides.
And a beautiful switch up as soon as the lockdown is invested.
Courage.
They pick the pace up, divert their attention away from the pit. And Zest unable to find the backstab, prevent that pressure coming towards Rope. What a crazy end to that second half.
Man, I feel for DRX in a way, because it's like that temptation to brawl with Loud is always there, right? But in my mind, Loud are the best at that. That is where they thrive when they have those like real chaotic moments.
I don't feel like DRX's hand has been forced into this.
No,
they've
they wanted
committed.
it.
Yeah, they've received
chose.
some of these rounds and happy to do so.
Which, I mean, maybe learning their lesson now, but brutal way to learn it. 12-12, we go back in. A moment of respite, but barely, because look at this. The amount
Now they're
of
feeling
space.
themselves now, look at this.
Yeah, they want to make it hurt. Hand around the throat.
There's
DRX
4
on the
members
other
of
side.
DRX.
Another smoke goes in, relax. We're good. Ish. Now we might not be good. Aspas tempted. Oh, he's gone down! Great find from Zest. But Tui's still here. DRX finding them. They can barely see him.
Look how deep that pick comes on to see. It's in the choke point.
They've got to work it now. RB giving them another huge chance here. Backfilled by Sadek though quite quickly, but he's ahead of the util. So he slows down the pace. He wants to be a little unnoted. Does he get away with it this time? A fair fight. He wins it. Sadek goes down. The cross going to be watching. Kawanzine falls. Buzz flies in. Finds Kawanzine. And now it's just Tui's.
A 1v5. First round of overtime. Going to be given the first RB will fall. What can he get done here? Paranoia available. 3 seconds off of smoke.
Jump spot still there. Notes the position. Zest's going to be buying the time. He's got his TP if he wants to use it. Can he draw him into a fight? There it is, takes it. Now they're paranoid. They all
think he's
turn
got
attention.
a
They have no idea. He's gotten closer. But look at that late positioning from Buzz. That should be the death of it, surely. Tui's can't predict this, and to try and clear that would be almost murderous. And yeah, exactly. Lets him pass, but going to catch him on the way back through. First claimed by DRX here, 13. Posted in OT.
Match point.
And finding picks on both extremities here. Just spreading Loud so thin. That wasn't a jump peak, yeah, less punished. Trying to find some information. RB once again the hero, though, for DRX.
You talk about the kind of impact alone he is having.
I mean, he's sat at 15 and 16. It's not even reflected in the numbers, but the value from some of his kills.
The quality is out of this world from him. Stunning. But again, job ain't done. We go again. Can Loud match? Or is it Map1 done? Sadek trying to test, trying to show a little strength here, but all of the intent from Loud is towards C. 4 players, a lot to do, and the man of the hour on the other side, RB. Utility tested and cleared early, above a minute.
Are we not necessarily feeling the heat towards site just yet? Have 2 teammates coming in. Back through Waterfall, but Loud already here, trying to capitalize on a window of opportunity on the other side of the map. Buzz will be coming across to support Marco in this A-site hold, but is less rewarded for digging into this lurk now.
Constantly wait on this as well. There's 2 players being kept here, but Les is going to hear all this. You can see him walking, trying to relay that perfect. There he is. There's the reward. The Spike's trying to pivot through towards B, though. Now caught in towards the connector. It's a problem. Loud going to be catching the way back through. Stacks actually going to catch him on the heels. Hold on. So he went a little bit above and beyond on that one. Needed to calm down a touch. Buzz now and Zest in a 2v3. Make it a 1v2. Zest, where are you? And what can you do about this one?
Got a snake bite to play with, but now with the Nightfall in hand, 20 seconds away from a reveal as well. This one feels undoable for Zest.
Face your fear!
Early investment.
Very early. Going to highlight these, not at least towards heaven just yet. Smoke going to go in. You can already see the pings on the Spike. They want to keep track of that one. There's Snakebite. Can he get a freebie? Nothing connecting. Sees, brings him down. Decay is there, dragged through. The first tap. He needs a fair fight. He needs one. And Loud ain't going to give you one. We go again. 13-13. This is going to be one of those games.
Another one today.
Yep. You got nowhere else to be tonight, right?
No. We stay one.
It's true.
It's unlucky for Stacks as well. He just can't pin down the second player on that transition towards 8. Wow, they're actually calling a timeout here. Ahead of round 27. You see the frustration coming through there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a reset of the pace. I'm curious of what could be being discussed internally for Loud here, because there's been some real curveballs that you've got to argue in terms of the stylistic, I guess, perspective of both of these teams. DRX shouldn't have been winning out. Whether or not that's actually thrown Loud off in terms of how they wanted to approach Lotus.
Yeah. It's quite hard to tell. I guess we have to wait to see if there is any, I guess, visible adjustments coming out this timeout that look very obvious. I mean, a little bit of space was found. You saw that opportunity that I think, was it Les who was waiting on that very late lurk?
Yeah,
was able to be rewarded from? Is it something along those lines? Maybe just feeling out the overall pacing here, but curious to hit that timeout button here, but maybe even just to catch their breath. 13-13, could be a marathon game, could be just to try and reassess the scenario. Don't fall too deep into that OT playstyle that can happen. But at this point, we go back through.
It's like the trend will continue from regulation at least. 3 members allowed over towards 8.
Yeah.
Saw commitment time and time again to this opening engagement. Only Zest on the other side of it.
Okay, gonna show presence. Similar on the other side. Near on mirrored, but...
Yeah, fairly standard. It's the 3-2 setup showing presence. Denying this, I guess, early opportunity from DRX to progress towards either side. Tui's on a deeper position this time around, though.
Well, Paranoia should bail him out, but they can creep quite close. Prowler goes through. And now with the Paranoia dropping, the paint shot to follow actually could have been an issue there. It wasn't in the end. Did a little bit of chip damage, but not enough to write home about.
Could be a red herring, though, that the C's didn't catch anybody that's deep off this choke point, because straight away, 2 members allowed across towards B site. Still with utility to clear out these very early positions. Tui's forced even deeper now.
Loud are really hesitant to commit further bodies to this, which, I mean, we have seen a lot of pivots through towards that B site here, but still, to not address that. And now the B pivot, of course.
Now.
Yeah, this feels a little mistimed from Loud on that. A misread and an opportunity for DRX. They'll take that with both hands. That's a plant coming in, but a 5v5 on the B site is brutal. Now retake unpleasant. Look at the deep positioning coming out as well. Throw your mind towards Zest. Throw your mind towards the deeper positionings from RB. And it leaves your forward men to try and deal with that brunt that's going to come through.
You're absolutely right. Zest still actually has this crossfire with Marco. Stax putting a ton of pressure and punished on the first.
Huge.
That's less, all finding kills.
Yeah, that's back-to-back work here. Loud going to clear through those first bodies, those close holds, and then Zest is found. It removes all threat. RB held too far away, and I think Loud might have just broken this one. They found what they needed. RB's gone down, Diffuse is on the way. They just absolutely demolished DRX
brute
there.
force their way back onto the site. Like I said, the curious one is actually Marco falling ahead of that. I don't know if did he die to somebody on site? Because Cowan comes late and cleans up Zest.
Oh, that catch.
Yeah, Stax just a pixel out of place. And that's the catalyst. For now to just flood their way onto site.
Okay, they've got the upper hand now, Loud. And they close the account on map 1. Does DRX have something to say about this? Get pacey off the start. Buzz going to get himself into the thick of things. Not alone, but Marco's going to have to make his mind up here. He's in a little bit of danger. Taken down quite low here, and Sadek looking to maybe catch, but he's not going to. Early progress towards B, and also a little bit of presence towards Mound, but Aspas is the one I'm looking towards. Always a threat in this, and Zest's got to be ready.
Toxins going up.
And now with the alarm bot dealt with. Tui's almost spamming him off the angle there, Zest. Not necessarily going to be rewarded for a play like that, especially as he's the only member of DRX to hold down towards B. Now probing on the orb retrieval. They're going to try and funnel them towards Aspas for that showstopper.
Just waiting now. A second longer.
This is a little different though. It's very late for Cowan to be on that side of the map towards Rubble and for a Prowler out.
Wait and see when he does this. There it is, just gone now at 40 seconds. And you can see actually the cause and effect. Stax leans back down towards CT, leaves RB on an island. This might have been the adjustment they were looking for, but RB is still standing. You don't get in towards his side, finally falls. Sadek takes his scalp, and now Loud bulldozing through the site, but Stax wants in. Can this man be the difference maker? No less, has his number red, and it's Buzz and Marco. As Loud doing everything required of them. A 2v4. That's the first. Second, not going to be so easy. Les needs to be careful. Sadak will seal it. Now Buzz with it all to do. A 1v2 now after a 1v3. Quickly tries to get ahead to Sadak. Not going to happen. Loud. Make the most of this. Doing very well in OT. Taking themselves to 15 and taking map 1.
DRX pushing them to the absolute limit. I mean, both teams tested. Yeah, still